Well, hello, folks. Sean here, Barstools and Bandtalk. Rimshots with Sean. I'm with Jason Saulnier. So he's wearing a couple hats. Tonight, we're here to talk about Riverfest. But before we do that, Faro Fest a couple weeks ago, we were down there. We had a great time. Overall, how did it go?
For Far Out Fest went very good. I mean, when you get a band like Canned Heat headlining, it can't go bad. And when you get a band like Side Hustle on Friday, what can I say?
Well, I want to tell you, and thank you so much for inviting us. We had a great time. What a fun weekend. Saw a little bit of everything. I saw some bands I had never seen before. My one of my favorite bands that was there that outside of you guys was Fault Line.
Okay.
I was very impressed. Bunch of young kids from down that way. They're from what, Digby or somewhere around that area.
They're from Clare, like my region.
Right
so
on.
Metagan region. Yeah.
Any band that does Firehouse, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you got my vote. And when they do it well, awesome. So
Yeah.
it's funny because I forgot something down there, and Leon came up to Halifax and delivered it to me. Met him at Micmac Mall, and the first thing he says, "Mark, next year we want you guys back," which we'll be there in a heartbeat. It'll be the last weekend in July, correct?
It would most certainly be, I think. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. So mark
Doesn't
that in your
fall on the
calendar.
long weekend this time, he told me.
No, but
All right.
might
So
be a 2-day festival this time.
just 2 days?
Yeah.
Well, 3 days is an awful. It's a lot. I mean, when I saw you and you and I, we had great plans to do stuff, and I think we had a grand total of maybe 10 minutes collectively where we hung out because you were just running around like crazy, and but very well run. What a great spot! What a great pile of people. That property is just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Great spot to have a festival.
I'm glad you liked it, and we appreciate you coming. And
Well, and you know what? We had
first.
what? We had what? Maybe 45 minutes to an hour of rain the whole weekend.
That's correct. In the
Yep.
morning, Saturday
I
morning.
remember you and I was getting up. You were outside. What were you saying? I'm contemplating my life right now as it's pouring rain, but it all worked out quite well. So
Yeah, when you're the promoter of the event like that, and you got a major band from Los Angeles coming, it does a toll on your mind.
for sure, no question. But now this
Yeah,
weekend, you just get to be one of the bands. You get to play. You get to have some fun. You don't have to worry about amps and drum kits coming in and people getting on the stage on time. So Poison Cherry going to be playing Riverfest. You guys are on the bill Saturday night.
yeah.
I believe you're up pretty late, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, 11:55.
So that's the
Saturday
big
night.
seat. So what do we? I know what Side Hustle's going to do on Friday. We're going to have a blast. But what can we expect from you guys on Saturday night?
Well, Wally, Rob, and I have obviously a whole new set of songs we're going to be presenting. Got some. I'm not going to name the songs basically, but we do have some like classic heavy metal from like 1983. We got some hard rock from here. We got some maybe a little slight southern rock mixed with new wave of type of music of today, and all this stuff all blending together, making Poison Cherry what we are, and as strong as it ever been.
Um, what I've always liked about these types of events, and certainly at Far Out it was this way, but you play bars and stuff, and everybody's like, oh, you hang out with the musicians, everybody's buddy, but it's kind of, I don't want to say it's a little fake, but sometimes it's a little fake. It doesn't kind of have that air of, togetherness. And you go to one of these festivals and everybody's kind of laid back. They do their set, but then they hang out. And Riverfest is going to be no different. Everybody's doing a 40-minute set. Once you're done, and your time is to do it and check out some other acts. When are you guys? Are you guys going early? Are you just showing up on Saturday? What's your plan?
Yeah, so the band I do believe is going Friday, and they're going to be like checking out everybody, going to see you and all the other acts. The boys in Poison Cherry always have been supporting Riverfest, 100% since 2012. And I mean, we go there early. Me myself, I can only go Saturday, but different type schedule. I'm playing Friday set list with Pauline, my wife,
Okay.
and we're just playing another show. We just got booked yesterday to make this Friday, so we have to make it happen to help somebody else. That's what happens when you're in the promotional world.
Yeah.
of music.
Question.
But yeah, Riverfest is a great place to meet the musicians. You only get to see them once a year. At least that's the way I look at it, and it's a beautiful thing.
And I was talking to Jason yesterday. I mean, obviously he produces a show for me. He does an amazing job at what he does. He's so talented. He's so creative. Actually, Jason McCourse is going to be playing the set with us because Ryan's going to be in Ottawa, so we're going to have Jason as a special guest. Looking forward to that. He and I have been talking back and forth, and the one thing that is very cool is that camaraderie. I guess you get to see some folks that maybe you don't normally get to see. Like I've known Rob Donnelly literally my whole life. Grew up with him. We played hockey together. He used to come over and watch my band jam. First time that I saw Rob, and I used to call him Robbie, 2 weeks ago, we were playing at Monty's, and he was there with his wife. And it was the first time I saw him in about 25 years. True story. So really looking forward to hanging out with him. Is there you mentioned Side Hustle. I know what we're going to do. We're going to have fun. Is there some other bands that you're looking forward to seeing on there that you might not have seen before?
Well, from what I see in the list, there's lots of bands I haven't seen actually. I mean, Dali Van Gogh, we all know them. They play excellent, and they're playing like two bands before Poison Cherry. I did an interview with them in 2019 at the Riverfest because I go there and I interview people too.
Yeah, we'll do that. But this just in, so Dolly got moved to Friday night because they're going to be opening for Anvil on Saturday at Monty's.
These guys know how to do it.
Yeah, right. So that was a show that Monty's picked up a month or so ago. And so unfortunately won't be there. But if you can't see Anvil at Monty's, then hey man, Riverfest, more fun than you can shake a stick at, right?
You know what? If I wasn't at Riverfest, I'd be at Anvil. But I'm playing on Saturday night.
Yeah.
So at least you know where I am. McCarty, gotta love those guys, and certainly their videos they produce, and they just keep on pouring some greatness. Just never stops.
Well, and Jason and Sean are, they're two very creative guys. I've known them a long time. The Short Notice days. I first moved back from Toronto in 2000, and I think the first band that I saw when I went out to a bar was Short Notice. That they were playing the Palace, and Jason was my tattoo artist. He did this tattoo here for me. The guy he does it all, and he works so hard, and their crew. I'm really looking forward to this. He kind of let me in on, he's been sending out updates about what the gear is and what you can expect. I mean, the one thing that he wanted me to get across to everybody is you got 40 minutes, right? So you get your changeover time of 15. If you cut into your set time, that's coming off your set, right?
Yeah, just like any other festival. I mean, that's the same concept I'm using at Far Out Festival. It's like you let them know before. You set up all you want. If you want to set up for 40 minutes, that's great. You're only playing for 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Far Out Fest was crazy because you had somebody that didn't show. If there was an illness or something, and you came to us, you said, whatever you want to go. And the boys are sitting there eating hot dogs. We're trying to get them to go up, get ready to go on stage. And that's kind of what you got to do, man. You got to roll with the punches in these things, right? But at the end of the day, it's a build, right? It starts off and, you want the night to go excellent because, people are partying. They're getting there and they're having a few and they're having a few more. And then by the end of it, they're having a great time.
And you want to give them their money's worth. And I mean, that's the same thing as Riverfest. When you see the catalog of artists that are on the venue, let's say, it's a big number, because it goes late. Other festivals, start certain hour, ends at midnight.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing is going until, 2:15 on Friday night. And then 2:00 Saturday.
It'll feel for me like last weekend when I played the Halifax Ale House and was done at 3:30. But which is great. I mean, we should mention it's new venue for them this year, Fox Mountain and Aylesford. I think is this the first time or the second time they've done it there? Second. I'm hearing. I've never been, but I hear great things about the site. And as far as you guys go, I mean, you and I have talked quite a bit. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys pull out of the hat. I think it's going to be fun.
It will.
Yeah. Well, hey, and maybe if I haven't had too many, maybe I can jam with you. I'm just kidding.
Of course. What am I going to say? Of course.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not that guy, right? I mean, you get guys, they show up to the show they're like this, they want to jam, and it's like I'm not that. I like to. I seriously love to go out and watch bands play. I would prefer that than get up. I mean, if somebody invites me up, sure, I'll be respectful. But I'm not the guy that shows up and says, "Yeah, what song you getting me up for?" I mean, it's just, it's. I think you respect the artist that's on stage, and you give them the support.
I mean, if you want to bring somebody on stage and you see them, you're like, wow, this is gonna like friggin' help us like 100%.
Yep.
Hey, why not? I mean, and when you look at that type of thing, it's usually this stuff is filmed and people just love this stuff.
Yep.
I mean, why not have a special guest sometimes? But it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a good festival. I've been going to Riverfest since 2006, I do believe. So I started way back with other bands. Poison Cherry been since 2012. We played them all. 2019 was at the new Fox Mountain, and we played the 2021 online venue that was like we film ourselves type of thing, and that was pretty special. I'm glad they did that. They gave an opportunity to see bands with their own productions, let's say, and like let's say there's a band like I see Brian Doucette band. They played on the 2021 Riverfest online version, and I liked it. It's very good stuff. I mean, I was sitting on my TV, not on my TV. I was watching my TV, big screen, and watching these acts, and just thinking, this is comfort of my home. Got a few beers here, maybe more than a few, and just having a great time.
Sure. And you're right. It's funny. I was listening to the 80s channel on Sirius XM today, and they were interviewing Ann Wilson. She's got a new album that's coming out. And it was really interesting. You and I, we essentially do the same thing. We interview people and for our respective shows. And, the theme for, I think, both of us was things being shut down. Technology is, kind of what people use to get them through and whatnot. She said the exact same thing. She couldn't go out. She couldn't go anywhere. She wrote, she recorded, she used technology to get her album started. And then she's got this album out that she's touring behind now. So for those guys to do that is pretty cool, because I think it kept their momentum going for what we're going to see this weekend.
It's very too bad, or it's too bad we didn't do that in 2020, just to keep every year going.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's just got to go. We have to do Riverfest. I personally admire the old place in Pine Grove. I enjoyed the atmosphere and the fields and all that stuff. The new place is, better organized for the festival itself, so that's good.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm really looking forward to it, because, like I say, I've known Jason a long time. He's really pumped this up to me, and I mean, the guy doesn't do anything in a small way. I'll ask him for something like a poster or something, and he comes back, and it's always 10 times plus 20 better than what I could have even imagined in my head. So, I can't see how this is going to be anything but that this weekend.
You got to think of the organization. They do a great job. And Jason Corson, I mean, I've known him for since 2006, I do believe. Very great guy. I mean, you see the passion in what he does, promotions, etc. Playing music, collecting music, going to see concerts, taking time to film them. He went to Motley Crue. What I see, I get to watch a concert at home now, thanks to Jason.
Well, Jason was at not the last show that we did, because he was going to the Crew, but he was at the one before that, and he videotaped a tune, and he posted it on his what is it? What's it called? Give Her the Onion, I think it's called.
Give Her the Onion, yes.
And lo and behold, it got over 800 views, which was pretty cool. And he does those things, and it's like they're not it's not some dude with holding up a camera, and they're high level edited. I mean, I've never seen a guy who, when he decides creativity is going to take over, it's always top notch, right? And again, we're looking forward to having him on the stage with us on Friday. I've known the guy since 2000. This will be the first time I've ever played on stage with him. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, Poison Cherry got to share the stage with him in 2009 or 2010. He replaced Garrett Gorham one night in Chester. We had a fun time with him. I mean, great bassist and knows all the songs.
Well, the thing about Jason is that knows his role and does it well. Sometimes you get bass players or guitar players or whatever that know their role but don't do it well, or they don't know their role. And so for me, it's great when you play with a bass player that is solid and and gets that done. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So again, you don't want to let the cat out of the bag. That's one of my famous sayings. But can you give us a hint on some of the bands that you might be pulling out of the bag?
Of course, of course. You ask, you get. Let's say first time ever, we're going to be delivering some Dio.
Oh,
So we never played Dio except the We're Stars, let's say back in the day, but that was actually a Dio product or from the band. So we're playing actually a Dio song. We're playing a Udo song.
oh, nice.
Okay, and what else are we doing? A Metallica
Yeah,
and AC/DC.
yeah. I had a post today. I posted. Um, I heard three Metallica songs in a row, and I remember having a conversation the other day with a friend of mine about. He was saying Lars Ulrich is no good, and I was listening to these three songs, and basically the crux of the post was that's a bunch of crap. I think people get caught up with Lars the personality as opposed to Lars the drummer.
Yeah,
And this thread blew up. And just before we wrap here, I'll get your take on it. I mean, you're not a drummer; you're a guitar player. That being said, my thing with him is he was one of the first ones from the big four, and he's got a certain sound. And
yeah.
he's like Phil Rudd from AC/DC. Phil Rudd has been replaced a couple times. He's come back. That band doesn't sound the same. It sounds like AC/DC a little bit. Lars is that sometimes bugs me to say, but he's that guy.
I could talk so much about Lars. First of all, I am a drummer as well.
Okay.
Lars is one of my idols as a drummer, as a spokesperson as well. What you get with Lars Ulrich is this. I've had some chats with like death metal drummers, like from Exhumed and all these guys back in the day, and I figured I'm going to bring the Lars Ulrich subject to them. I mean, and they're really admiring it. I said, listen to Ride the Lightning album. Okay, really good. Listen to how Lars is doing his kick drums. They're like kind of blended in that you don't hear them, but they're there.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's doing some impossible stuff, and then he's not. And then it's always very important the kick drum in Metallica sound. You listen to Kill 'Em All.
Yeah.
There's barely any hi hats on it. It's always ride because he's learning the drums right now.
Yeah.
But he's doing fills and hitting cymbals at awkward times, which make Metallica become what they are today. Now you listen to Ride Lightning, those awkward cymbal hits is Lars Ulrich's tone now. Master Puppets is becoming a big thing now. And now it's a drummer-oriented band driving to And Justice for All, which is basically a drum album.
Well, he was to me, and you can say I've met him a couple times, and he's Lars, right? I I use his sticks, his signature sticks. I said today they're the perfect weight, they're the perfect length, they work for me, whatever. He was one of those guys. Well, Charlie Benante was probably maybe a little busier, kind of had that punk kind of flavor. Lars kind of to me was kind of the next kind of wave of Filthy Phil Taylor from Motorhead. He kind of had that bombastic kind of. You never knew it was either going to be absolute brilliance or a set of drums going down a flight of stairs, but he always seemed to keep it together. One of the things you mentioned, Ride the Lightning, and I remember reading a thing in Modern Drummer, and it was the first time I heard about a drummer playing with a click track, and it was a metal drummer. And it was the first time I heard about punching drums in. And it was also, he was talking about a lot of the cymbal chokes where the engineer or one of the guys had a pair of rubber gloves on and he would hit it because they wanted it so tight, the guy would grab the. So just little nuances that they were doing. And he said that he totally got rid of a ride cymbal because he didn't like the sound of a ride. It made things kind of wimpy. To your point, he was learning the drums. Those things stuck with me. And,
and also,
yeah.
And it's like that, the right cymbal, you'll not hear it again until the album load.
Right.
Basically.
And there's something to be said for that. I mean, the genre that you and I also like, hair metal, it just seems like every chorus there's that big belly ride cymbal or whatever. And I find, especially after, he had made that statement that I read, and that would have God, that would have been right around the time Ride the Lightning came out. So I mean, that was what, 85? Is that about right? 85,
84, yeah.
86.
84.
Okay. Um, he's not lying. You do double kick, and you're not using hi hats. It sounds all kinds of friggin' wimpy, man. It's great,
Yeah.
but pingy pingy versus it's just where it's at. Anyway, I just kind of want to bring that up. So Saturday night, this is going to be a time.
Yeah.
You and I are actually going to hang out this time because we didn't get to hang out that much at Far Out Fest, but we will hang out. And I guess last thing, you've been at a few of these. Tell the viewers that are going to see this what to expect this weekend.
People having fun. People really happy to see each other after certainly the pandemic. So since 2019, so that's what, like 3 years that people haven't seen each other at Riverfest, give or take.
Yeah.
And it's like just that atmosphere, I think, is gonna be huge. Sound quality is gonna be great. People are gonna just love it. And like we said, Jason takes care of good lot of stuff there. Well, there's going to be, I mean, great backline. I've never had one time I've arrived on that stage and say, "What am I playing through here tonight?" It's great.
Yep.
I mean, they take care of everything. So any musicians arriving at this venue will have very good time, very professionally run, and yeah, Riverfest, the way to go. Rock the bush.
Right, rock the boy.
They didn't always say that though.
Yeah. You got to watch how you say it. And there's a few tickets left. There's not much. And if I'm not mistaken, anybody that wants to bring some sort of trailer for a hookup, they might be out of luck. There is some camping left and some tenting left. But other than that, man, we're in for a good time. Mr. Saulnier, thank you so much for doing this, brother. Looking forward to seeing you Friday. Put your big boy drinking pants on because it's gonna be a time, my friend.
No problem. That's my pleasure.
Ciao for now.